Hello everybody, it is Animical here with a Finding Dory discussion thing. Just as a heads up, there will be spoilers in this video, so yeah. I'm going to be doing this type of thing instead of the usual Animical talking about a review, like having it, a lot more formalized, because I haven't seen this movie as much as I've seen episodes of TV shows, and so this is probably how I'm going to do movies reviews pretty much, just kind of having a discussion, just my thoughts, kind of rambling around, because I like to watch it. I like to watch something a ton of times before I review it. So this is going to be a discussion video on my initial impressions, and I have seen the movie. I saw it a few days ago, so everything might not be perfectly clear in my mind. So if I get something wrong, please forgive me. I'm going to try to see it again a few more times, and I'll definitely watch it again and again and again when it comes on Blu-ray. So basically, if you don't want any spoilers, should you go see this movie? Was this movie worth the time? Yes, and yes, please do yourself a favor and see it. Okay, goodbye. Now it's time for just the rest of the video. The animation was stunning. Every time it showed Marlin and Nemo, like, they looked like a different shade of orange, which isn't a complaint because I think it made it look amazing. They looked real. Like, they looked like they could be in real life, despite being animated characters that are so obviously not. I also thought Becky looked like insanely realistic, especially when she had her head in like the popcorn container. I just thought it looked amazing. At the beginning of the movie, when baby Dory was looking like for her parents, I thought that was beautiful as well, and it was also heartbreaking, like beautiful animation wise, but heartbreaking content wise. Also at the beginning, something that bothered me that hasn't bothered anybody else that I've talked to about this. They got when Dory met Marlin, they skipped over a line that she was like, yeah, the boat went by not too long ago. Follow me! And then they did that when the line is something like, oh yeah, a boat went by not too long ago. It went this way, it went that way, yeah, this way. Follow me, which, I don't know. Everybody else was like, well, that part wasn't, needed for the story. But if that's the case, then if anybody's having a flashback and it's just something that somebody told them, wouldn't it just be like a black screen? Because you don't need how everybody looks and everything, right? I don't know. I just thought that was kind of an odd thing to gloss over, especially because I wasn't sure if they reused the same scene or not. I guess they didn't, but I don't know. I guess that shows that the original movie still looks amazing, even by today's standards. So good job on you, Pixar. I thought the crush thing wasn't too bad. Some people have been complaining about this because they're like, yeah, the first movie, they had an entire movie about going over the ocean, and then in this one, they went over the ocean in a second, which I didn't think it was that big of a deal because not only do they have friends and connections, but the first time you do something is obviously going to be the scariest and hardest time. And every single time you do it after that, it just kind of gets easier and you get more comfortable with it. So I thought, yeah, and plus Marlin was trying to be like, no, we don't need to go. You'll be fine here. And then they went anyway. So I thought that was kind of the struggle. And they went with Crush and the Turtles. Fan service, but I'm okay because I think it makes sense in the context of the story. The squid part, it felt odd because it's kind of the part of the movie that I never remember, and then somebody mentions it and it's like, oh yeah, that was in this movie. I forgot about that part. It felt kind of like, okay, look everyone, Finding Nemo antics, classic, hanging out in the ocean and some animal is over there. Yeah, look out. Okay, now let's get to the aquarium. Here. Now here's the rest of the story. Yeah. Originally it felt like the story was going to be don't pollute, because at the very beginning of the movie when it cut to Dory trying to find a bunch of people, there were bottles and a car, and then even right after the squid portion, she got stuck in the can thing. I don't know the name of it. Got stuck in that, and it was there for a while, and I noticed it, and it was super, not distracting, but super noticeable. And so I thought that the moral was going to be, oh yeah, don't pollute, because if you pollute, then you get Dory stuck, and you don't want to get Dory stuck, so don't pollute in the ocean. And that wasn't the moral, but I still felt like it was a moral. It was just not the main moral of the story. It was just like, hey, look, don't do this. But now we're going to move along to other things, which I thought that was nice. That was like a nice thing because movies can be multi-layered. Yeah. It would have been neat if Marlon and Dory's dad, I think his name was Charlie, I'm pretty sure, had something in common, which would give another like meaning to the line in the first movie. I look at you and I'm home. I don't know. That's just not really like a bad thing or not a good thing. I just noticed it. It would have been cool if they did that. Maybe they did. Maybe it was just subtle. I've only seen the movie once a few days ago, so pardon me if I get anything wrong. I really enjoyed Hank. I really liked Hank. Although I don't know why, but I just really liked octopus, squid. I don't know why. Back a few years ago when I went to the Smithsonian, I got like this giant squid plushie, and I thought that was the best thing ever. So, I don't know. That's what that reminded me of when the squid popped up in the movie, and I was excited to see a squid. I was like, hey, look, there's a squid. Didn't really do anything, it did, but it wasn't there for long, but I still got excited when I realized that it was a squid behind them. It kind of bugged me how little of Hank's backstory was used, but I know exactly why. It's for finding Hank, which probably is going to be a thing now because of how well this movie is doing, rating-wise, like how people are enjoying it, and just box office-wise, because I think it's going to be one of Pixar's biggest movie. Definitely, I want to say it'll definitely reach the $1 billion club, but that kind of all depends on how other movies released later on and how it hangs up, because I know Secret Life of Pets is coming out in a few weeks, and that is going after the same market, so that could really damage its chances, but who knows, maybe it won't. I really hope it does reach $1 billion, though. That would be fun. 2 animated movies reaching $1 billion in the same year, I'd be completely okay with that, especially 2 of the better animated movies that I've seen. Yeah, that would be fine. Zootopia is the other one for the uncultured. Plus, it would stick with Finding Hank. I say that. I was already on a different thing. See, I was talking about a sequel and then box office. Anyway, a sequel would work because Finding Hank would work with Finding, 4-letter name, and then the little fish that's in the O and Nemo and Dory could be in the top portion of the A in Hank. I don't know. Just thought of that. Fits the stylized, or not really stylized, but fits the style of the logos of the previous movies. So I think that that's a safe bet, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe you could be Finding Marlin. I doubt it, though, because I feel like Marlin's story was already explained. I feel like we know Marlin pretty well. I thought the ending was kind of odd. On one hand, it was like a fun time, like the truck part. On one hand, it was fun, but on the other hand, in Finding Nemo, they made such a big deal. The Tank Gang made such a big deal about Nemo not being, shaken up in the bag, Darla shaking him up. And then in this movie, the truck was, going everywhere, flipping around. And then went off of, the cliff thing and just kind of went crazy. And then all of the fish were fine. Hank and Dory, nothing was wrong. All the fish in the back, hey, we are A-okay, despite being, not even knowing what was going on and being dragged around, everywhere, in every which way. It even cut to them, flipping over in, other tanks, which, I don't know, I found that odd, because all of them were okay, and it was something that was a pretty big deal in the first movie. But otherwise, I thought this was a great movie, and I cannot wait to buy it and watch it again and again and again and again and again, because I thought it was a good movie. It was in Pixar's top half, I would say. Anyway, that is all for today. I would probably going to have a Finding Hank idea, not really theory, but theory video coming up, what the movie could be like, and it might be a discussion video with a few of my friends. I don't know. Haven't set up the details yet. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Please go see Finding Dory if you haven't seen it and yet you were okay with all these spoilers. Sorry for ruining it. Please go see it. It was amazing. Goodbye, and thank you all for watching.